Hi YouTube, it's Kaiger1324. Back here today with another game review. Before I get into that, I just thought I'd do a little update on the channel, how I'm doing, and what I've been up to, that sort of stuff. Before I go on about that, I will be doing another pickups video tomorrow, but there might not be a load of games, but because I'm mainly going to try and get some more CDs because I've got a little stereo yesterday from Asda. I paid £12 for it, and I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but it's actually really good. A little Polaroid CD or boombox, as you want to say. And since I traded all my CDs in, I didn't think I'd have a use for them, but I got one of these, and I thought, well, I might as well get some more CDs, which is pretty good listening to some CDs every now and then. I know it's not as used as many people don't use it as much anymore, but I've always preferred physical over digital anyway. But yeah, I really want to just give another thanks for the channel because I'm really enjoying doing this. Actually, I love doing my videos. I know I'm not really doing any game recordings yet. Again, it's sort of trying to figure out how to do that. And it's all a learning process for me. And I want to just say that I'm really I was actually really shocked at how many people would watch my my VHS collection. That's had like 700 and something views, which is really cool. Actually, I'm really proud of that. I know it's not a lot to some people, but it is to me. But yeah, so thanks for that. I just thought I'd mention in my top 12 memorable websites video, I should have done it as a top 15 because I thought of a few more websites. Adventure Quest was one of them. I used to play Adventure Quest quite a lot, and Club Penguin was also a thing back in the day. But one of the sites I mentioned was Habbo Hotel, and I actually went on that again last night, and it's actually, I think I got back into it because I used to play it all the time, and but it hasn't really changed much. There's new furniture and clothes and stuff like that, and they have changed a bit of it, which is pretty cool, but the people on it are the same. It's pretty much still people trying to get other people's Skypes and well, not MSN anymore, but Skypes and Kik, and people ask me for that. I'm like, not really, mate, sorry. I mean, if you want to talk to me on Skype or whatever, that's fine, but I know why you want to talk to me on Skype. I know what they're after, these sort of people on there, so you just got to be a bit careful with that sort of stuff. And there's a lot of people on there doing like Habbo sex, which is really bad. It's just pretty much people typing sexual things to each other. Well, it's like sexting, but with Habbo, and it's just ridiculous. I said to him, well, if you want to do this stuff, there's actually websites where you can go and actually create sexual avatars and have sex with each other. I'm sure there's loads of video games on the internet where you can do that. So yeah, anyway, that's enough about that. But today I'm doing a review on Red Dead Redemption. I'll probably be playing some more of this when I've done this video for a little while. I have the Game of the Year edition here, which basically comes with some multiplayer DLC, some more weapons, that sort of stuff, and the Undead Nightmare. But I'm mainly going to focus this video on the main single player campaign. So Red Dead Redemption basically came out, I think it was 2012. Yeah, end of 2011, 2012. Basically, when people heard about this game, they were a bit skeptical, thinking, well, Grand Theft Auto on horses. But this game isn't Grand Theft Auto on horses. It's really not. The whole concept of this game is basically you're playing as a guy called John Marston, who was sort of like an outlaw, and now he's come back to try and settle things and stuff like that. I'm not going to go into the story because the story is very reminiscent of a sort of classic spaghetti western movie, and that is what this game takes inspiration from, is a lot of old spaghetti westerns. And I'm really glad they did that, because it captures the whole spirit of the Wild West in that sense. But it's based around the end of the Wild West, where you're playing in New Austin, Texas, and parts of Mexico. Basically, it's towards the end of the Wild West, like coming towards the end of World War One. That time, I think it's about 1960, 1917 time this game is. But it's sort of, it's showing off the, you know, the whole civilization is coming to the Wild West, you know, trains and the railroad and new inventions, that sort of stuff. And so it's sort of like the end of the Wild West, and it's a really cool concept. They did that instead of doing it based around like the early days of the Wild West. So they sort of went for the end of it, and the story in this game is fantastic. I don't really want to go into it because, like most like Grand Theft Auto games and stuff like that, the story is sort of, there is a sort of goal at the start, and then obviously it turns into something else and becomes bigger and that sort of stuff. But the story in this game is fantastic. I mean, I don't want to spoil it, so I would recommend just playing this game for yourself and listening to, getting involved in the story. You meet loads of different characters in this game. Each character feels unique, and it is sort of stereotypical of, like, again, like old Wild West films. Like, you've got characters that are really crazy. You've got characters that are like all high and mighty. You know, you've got your sheriffs, the rancher girl, that sort of thing. So that's basically the story. Now, graphics. Oh my god, these games, when I saw the graphics in this game, it blew me away. And still playing this game today, the graphics are fantastic. If they brought this game out on Xbox One and PS4, I think the graphics would just be out of the world. But the graphics are great on this game. Everything looks and feels like the Wild West. The weapon designs, obviously the character designs, the costumes, the world, the horses, and just details like little horse hoofs on the floor, on the pavement or the desert, all the animals running around, all the flowers, the cactuses, like the sand coming on your trousers when it's raining, the puddles, and you see the rain splattering off your top, your top or whatever you want to say. And the graphics in this game, they really paid a lot of attention to detail in this game. And the little cities in this game, or towns or whatever, feel like old Wild West towns, and the old like ranches. It really makes you feel immersed in the old Wild West, and well, towards the end of the Wild West, like I said, but it really makes you feel immersed. As for the sound is still great. Of course, voice acting in this game is very good, well done. They do sound very much like an old Western movie. You know, that sort of old country style of talking. Well, howdy, Mr. Marston. I can't really do it very well, but you know. And they always seem to he's very kind, very polite. John Marston is always saying, "Well, thank you, miss," that sort of stuff. And obviously the sound designs of the guns sound really cool. The horses, just again a lot of attention to detail with the sound design. And the music in this game, there is music every now and then in the background, not like Grand Theft Auto where you go in a car and you can listen to the radio. It's sort of more music plays in sort of when you're doing missions and stuff. And again, it's got that spaghetti western feel to it. It just feels like you're watching a western movie, like The Good, the Bad and the Ugly, with that classic soundtrack. And this game, they take a lot of inspiration from that. Now, gameplay. Well, let's talk about the gameplay. Again, it's similar to maybe Grand Theft Auto. It's an open world game, and in my opinion, one of the best open world games. It is based around, you do missions for people, and each mission feels different. There are missions where you have to protect someone, missions where you have to race on horses. Again, it's like Grand Theft Auto, all these different missions, but done for the Wild West. And of course there's lots of exploration challenges, like hunting challenges, collecting challenges, treasure hunting, going to weird places. There's a few weird places in this game. There's stranger missions, which are basically like side missions, I guess. It's like Grand Theft Auto in that sense, with the strangers from Grand Theft Auto 4. And of course there's other activities like, you know, 5-finger fillet with the knife on your hand. You know, you've got blackjack and poker. You can go to bars, you can buy things, you can hunt stuff and you can sell it. Again, it's so much to do in this game, and it really is such a fantastic game. Sorry if I'm not going into detail a lot, because I don't want to spoil it. This is a game that needs to be experienced. Now, the multiplayer is a very good multiplayer as well. There's so much in the multiplayer in this game. I believe the multiplayer is still going. People are still playing the multiplayer, and I believe you can do like co-op and stuff. There's so many different things within the multiplayer. You know, you've got your deathmatch and all that. You've got your free roam, you've got like co-op missions, survival, that sort of thing. And of course, the Undead Nightmare is basically Red Dead Redemption, but the campaign is an alternative campaign with zombies. And I haven't played the Undead Nightmare nearly enough to give a load of my opinions on it. I still think it's a really cool concept, and I've heard that it's a really good zombie game. I played a little bit of it, but I haven't got into it that much. I'd rather finish the main game first again. But yeah, this game is fantastic. There are a few things that I don't like about this game. There are some annoying moments, as there is with many games, but this game is quite glitchy. Sometimes I'm riding a horse and then the game stops and it jitters, it goes stop, moves forward, stops, move forward, stops. And that happens sometimes, and sometimes my character's got stuck in a mountain and he's underground, and then I failed the mission because the game glitched out. Now I don't know if that's the actual disc or the game, but I know there was a few glitches with this game. With a lot of these open world games, there are quite a few glitches because there's so much to this game. It's quite hard to, you know, make a game perfect when you've got a big open world game. So games like Fallout and Oblivion, Skyrim, that sort of stuff have glitches because they're so big. But yeah, Red Dead Redemption. Sorry if I haven't gone on a lot about this game, but I would recommend playing this game. In fact, I'd recommend buying this game. You can pick up the Game of the Year edition from Kex for about just under £10. I got it for £8, but they always change their prices. So you can get it for about £10. The standalone game you can get for about £5. I'd recommend the Game of the Year edition because you get the Undead Nightmare and you get some bonus content for both single player and multiplayer with new costumes and of course weapons and horses. In fact, you get the best horse on the game straight away, which is the war horse, which is the best horse. It's the fastest and it's got more health than the regular horse. So I'd recommend getting that. It does make it a little bit easier, but it really does help actually. This game does have a lot of replayability as well. Of course, you've got the multiplayer, which is always fun, and loads of things to unlock in the multiplayer, loads of different characters to play as, which is really cool. You can play as all these different characters. Of course, they don't really do anything different. They're just skins, I guess, but it makes for a fun and enjoyable time. And of course there's lots of collectibles in this game in the single player. Again with the Undead Nightmare, you know, there's gang hideouts, races, like poker and stuff like that, like I already mentioned. But Red Dead Redemption has a lot of replayability, as is the case with many open world games like Rockstar games. They've always had a lot of replayability. It's sort of a game you can just play for fun, but you really should just play the story first before you get into multiplayer, because the story is fantastic and it really sets the tone. And of course, if you just want to play the multiplayer, then you can, you know, go off and explore the Wild West. And I think you can go into Mexico as well. I know you can on the single player, but I'm not sure about the multiplayer. But yeah, Red Dead Redemption. What would I give this game, and what would I recommend this game? I recommend you buy it and you keep it and you play it. And what would I give this game? I give it a 9 out of 10. The only reason it's not 10 out of 10 is because of the glitches, and it does have some annoying moments in this game. Some of the missions can be really annoying, but it does give you the opportunity to skip a mission if you fail it like 3 or 4 times, which is always cool. Because I know some people don't like, they aren't defeatists, they won't accept defeat. But if you just want to play through the game and there's a part in the game that's really pissing you off and you just want to go, I just want to move on with the game, and instead of put it down and not play it again, it does give you that. But yeah, a 9 out of 10 because it's not the perfect game, but in my opinion it is the best Wild West game you'll ever play, and it's definitely one of the best open world games you'll ever play. It really captures the spirit of the Wild West, or the end of the Wild West, and is a fantastic Rockstar game. I really hope they do a second one or a remastered version of this game. A remastered version would be great, but obviously a second one has been announced. Well, not hasn't been announced, but it's been rumoured, and apparently it's going to be basically John Marston back in the day, which I think it would be pretty cool, because they couldn't go any further with this game. I don't want to spoil the ending, but they couldn't really go any further with this game, and especially because it's towards the end of the Wild West, so it's like the dying West, as it says on here. Experience an epic journey across the dying West. But yeah, so basically what it says on the back of here, it says, when federal agents threaten his family, former outlaw John Marston is forced to pick up his guns and hunt down a gang of criminals he once called friends. That's what I mean, it's going to be a prequel. Winner of over 160 Game of the Year awards, experience Marston's journey across the sprawling expanses of the American West and Mexico as he fights to bury his blood-stained past and seek a new future for himself and his family. Red Dead Redemption Game of the Year Edition also features Undead Nightmare, the companion single-player story that turns the stunning world of Red Dead Redemption upside down in a mysterious plague that transforms the West into an apocalyptic fight for survival against the zombie horde. Red Dead Redemption Game of the Year Edition comes packed with a complete suite of multiplayer modes, including free roam, co-op, online poker, liar's dice, deathmatch, and undead overrun survival mode, and of course a bunch more. And it says Outlaws to the end. So that's what it says on the back. Red Dead Redemption, this game is fantastic. A must play and a must own, and a game that you will always remember, because this game gets emotional, and you do get emotionally attached to it, but you must play this game because it is fucking amazing, and it does bring you to a new world which is very hard to experience in video games, because the Wild West is a dying, or a very slim genre in terms of games. There's not many Wild West games out there, and the ones that are out there aren't perfect, but this one comes very close to it. So that was my review on Red Dead Redemption, a fantastic game. So please like and subscribe for more video game reviews. Of course, I've got lots of video games so I can review, but I tend to review a game when I've completed it, so I can give you my full analysis on it, like I did with Binary Domain, which I have completed again, and my mate got it, so we can try some co-op modes on that. So I'll let you know how I feel about those in the future. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow with my pickups video. Thank you.